I'm Kristina and this is John, and for the next 72 hours, we're taking you all over the city of Athens. We're here in Greece on a road trip together and we're tracking down all the best hotspots and towns across the entire country.
Wow, you have to experience that. It's like nothing else.
We're starting this adventure here in Athens where we've hired this cute compact car for 3 weeks for €500.
When you arrive, you can absolutely see why this is one of the top 5 beaches in the world.
Along the way, we're going to be staying in hotels, Airbnbs, whatever we can affordably get our hands on.
Wow. Worried that we might get mugged?
So join us for all our top tips, our favourite spots, with our first stop being Athens because it was the easiest city for us to fly into and where we've hired our moving home.
Hello.
Hi, thank you, Yanni. My bag's heavy.
We hired it from Athens Airport and we'll be returning it here in a few weeks. So we're driving into the city and it is chaos. There are yellow taxis everywhere and the parking is limited.
Wow, it's so tight. Yeah. Do we put the mirror in?
No.
You sure?
We're heading right into the heart of the city to find our Airbnb. It doesn't come with parking, so we're having to find our own.
Turn left, then turn right.
We ended up finding this small hidden car park, which was a maze to get to, and it ended up costing us €15 a day. Super convenient though, just a 2-minute walk to our accommodation.
We've arrived to Athens.
Lugging around our lives in a few bags.
Worried that we might get mugged. Got all our gear on us.
The first thing we noticed in Athens, this bustling city, which is the capital of Greece, is the huge structure built on a hill in the heart of the city, the Parthenon, one of the oldest buildings on planet Earth. It'll be our first stop after we check into our Airbnb, which was a bargain.
Welcome to our Airbnb. Who decided to bring a big suitcase? I think there's stairs. Oh no, there's an elevator. What level are we on?
The area we're staying in is called Psirri. It's central and walking distance to most attractions.
You can touch the... How cool. So this was really cheap. Like $80 a night?
Something like that, yeah. I think that's the bathroom through there.
Oh, let's go and have a look.
Our little studio came with a spacious bathroom, a kitchenette,
Wow.
a huge bed, and awesome city views.
Good view. You can see the Acropolis and all the people on the top of the lookout.
Really?
When we're not traveling, John is an airline pilot back in Australia, and I make these videos. Together, we're on a mission to see the world by sailboat on our other YouTube channel, but usually by foot on this channel. And because we're walking distance to most attractions here in Athens, we're going to walk up to the Acropolis, which will take us about an hour, and along the way, we'll be walking through the city. So we'll point out the best parts. No need to write any of these places down. I've made a little map for you guys, which I'll tell you about soon.
Okay, we are about to get run over and check out the markets.
So this is the central Municipal Athens market, the biggest in the whole city, and definitely worth a look from fresh fish to fresh produce.
Hey, quickly while we're here, what do you think about the city?
Since 2015 when they had that big financial crisis.
Do you reckon they're bullet holes? They look like it.
They do look like it, don't they?
Yeah.
We visited just after that last time. Since then, it feels like everything's in a state of disrepair. Like the footpaths, there's just graffiti on everything. There's even a car that had obviously sat there for too long and even had graffiti on the wheels. Like there wasn't
tyres,
on the tyres. Like it's just everything is just graffiti on everything. It's crazy. There's some really nice parts of the city too, though. Like
So beautiful.
some food's exceptional.
Oh my god. The food is definitely top on the list.
Everything's affordable.
Like breakfast is costing us around €10.
Yeah, like €10.
Lunch was yesterday €30. We're tin eggs.
We're making our way to Monastiraki Square next. This is where the city's bustling flea market is. There are bakeries and street musicians, tour groups, but John and I kept our head on a swivel through here. But once you get
in the heart of Plakka,
the vibe changes.
it is a really nice area here, isn't it?
Plakka is the city's oldest neighbourhood settlement, a maze of cobblestone streets. It's also lined with cute, vibrant houses, charming shops and quaint tavernas. Tavernas are restaurants, and we'll reveal our favourite spots over lunch shortly.
There's literally like a little hole in the wall.
Now, as we walk towards the Parthenon, we pass Hadrian's Library and the Roman Forum of Athens. Both ruins are around 2,000 years old.
I just wanted to say how incredible it is just to stop for a second and look out to see all the apartment buildings in Athens. Like, this place is huge. You don't really realize it until you just stop and look back out over the city. Hey, it is massive.
The CBD is so densely populated that we were so shocked to find out that between certain hours, Monday to Friday, cars with license plates ending in an even number can only enter the city centre on even days of the month,
It's done a good job.
while those with odd numbers can only enter on odd days. More than 3 million people call Athens home. And some of the most prettiest homes are up here in Anafotikia, a tiny scenic neighbourhood, part of the old historic neighbourhood of Plakka. It lies on the northeast side of the Acropolis. This hilltop masterpiece dates back to the 5th century BC. Yep, it is more than 2,500 years old, and it's home to the Parthenon. Now, the Parthenon is the most famous structure, a temple dedicated to the goddess Athena.
It is so busy here. Crazy.
And please take a look at the scene.
Our rookie mistake was that we didn't arrive early. Not only was it super busy, but it gets roasting in the blistering sun. Spare a thought for this guy.
Wow.
It's epic, hey?
So epic.
Wow, look at that.
We purchased our tickets at the gate, but you can buy them online and skip the queue. It took us a couple of hours to explore the many different buildings and structures that made up the ancient city, but depending on how much of a history buff you are, you could spend all day here. And then around the corner, you also have a museum which houses more than 3,000 artifacts from the Acropolis.
Wow. Definitely recommend coming here either in the morning or at sunset, hey? That's what the experts say. And you can see why.
To get away from the crowds and to cool off, we headed to a rooftop bar. There are plenty peppered all over the city. This spot was back in Monastiraki.
Ooh, what are you gonna get?
Now let's talk food. Some of the local delicacies are moussaka and, of course, the souvlaki and gyros.
Cheers.
We just happened to stumble upon one of the most famous, iconic Athenian street food stores selling gyros since 1950. The owner, Kostas, now runs the store, which was founded by his granddad.
Best gyros in Athens, allegedly. Is it good?
This is not bread.
Really?
Right. Take a bite. Yeah, that's good. The sauce is good.
Oh.
But if you prefer sweets over savoury, like John, even though he doesn't like to admit it,
And what are you having here?
you have to try this custard-filled phyllo called galatoporiko.
I've got my dessert. John has his dessert. So we went to the bakery, and this is what you call ekmek kataifi. And as you can see, there's like cream up the top, bit of custard, and then some shredded wheat with a syrup down the bottom. And this is my favorite dessert of all time. This one is from a place called Kristina. John got a coffee and a baklava from there this morning, and he said it was the best he's ever had. And so we went back for seconds. And then I saw my favorite dessert sitting there in the window. Oh my God, yum. So the cream on this one is infused with mastic, which is a gum that is harvested from Chios, which is actually where my granddad's from. This just brings back so many childhood memories. You have to try some, John.
Now, Greece is part of the Eurozone, so the currency used here is the euro.
Crossing on a red light in front of police, John. That's smart.
Where's the police?
Behind you.
Where? I don't see that.
You're right.
Is he coming this way?
Literally-
Is he coming this way?
It's all happening.
I just say I was scared by the sign.
So we're here in Athens in May. We woke up this morning to a chilly 14 degrees, but it's expected to get up to about 24 degrees later today. So we probably will be taking our puffers off. You should definitely pack a few jumpers.
When it comes to tipping, it's customary here, but you're not obligated. We read that at restaurants, it's common to leave around 5 to 10% of the bill if you're happy with the service.
It was so good that we forgot to film it before we started eating. But if you want to try a beautiful Greek pie that's authentic and traditional, you have to come to this place. John woke up this morning and he said, I want a cheese pie and Greek yogurt with honey and walnuts. And so we are feeding the beast. It was amazing. Thank you. Wow. Look at that.
Yeah, it's good pie. Boleh that.
I've pinned all the locations in this episode on a Google map for you. I've found this really helpful in the past, so you can save it on your phone and it'll help you navigate your way around the city. I've made it absolutely free, so if it helps, please consider giving this video a quick like to show your support, or let me know if this is useful to you guys in the comments below. Now, I don't want to stereotype, but like most men, John hates shopping, so we won't spend too much time in this area, but if you want to do some damage, head to Ermou Street. It's located in the city centre. Right at the end of the street, you'll cross over Syntagma Square, and at the end, you'll be greeted to by this significant war memorial.
So just behind me is the Monument of the Unknown Soldier. This is definitely a beautiful spot to visit, mostly because of the traditional aspect.
The change of the guards takes place every hour by the military unit wearing their traditional uniform, and the cenotaph is dedicated to the Greek soldiers killed during war. Literally right next door is the huge Athens National Garden with its own little turtle pond. Stroll through and you'll pop out in front of an Olympic Games stadium.
It is getting steamy. We've just walked from the National Gardens, and you also have a view of the Parthenon, and over here the gorgeous view up on the biggest hill in Athens, and then over here is the Panathenaic Stadium. So you can pay to go inside, but just here on the outside from the street, it's completely free.
By this point, it feels like we've run our own marathon. So while heading back to our Airbnb to put our feet up and have a bit of a rest, we stumble upon this
Alleyway, and we thought, why not? Let's pop down.
Wonder if they do Euros.
I feel like I'm in Alice in Wonderland.
Diabetes Alley.
Now, in terms of the language, well, Greek is the main one, but most people speak English.
So we have just checked out of our Airbnb. We have the car, and it is in perfect shape.
I look like I'm fat like this. Can you just,
Yeah, we have been eating a lot of baklava.
I know, I don't want everyone to know.
Quickly, you were talking about clothing. If you're visiting Athens, don't pack all your best gear.
And if you just like casual, what you'd wear on like just an average weekend out, even to dinners and stuff. Also, like if you're dressing up, you'll become a target. Like for scammers, pickpockets. Like I think there's a lot of petty crime, pickpocketing. It seemed to get talked about a lot.
Yeah, even when we were picking up the vehicle, they mentioned to us you should put it in a car park because in Athens, in the heart of Athens, cars get broken into regularly. So next stop is Delphi.
And a place that feels like Avatar, Meteora. It's only a few hours from Athens, so keep watching for that episode. Otherwise, YouTube thinks you'll like the episode that's up on your screen. And if you have any tips for Athens, write them in the comments below and share them with our community.